Hey, I'm Rejected Shotgun. So, an alleged Blizzard employee went onto 4chan recently and leaked all the known information about the next 3 heroes that are being released this year in 2017. This includes all of their abilities, their names, and even what they look like. There is a lot to talk about today, so let's get right into it. If you guys are long-term watchers of my channel, you'll know this isn't the first 4chan leak about Overwatch that has ended up becoming a huge centerpiece of the community. The last time this happened, a user who went by the trip code BlizzyLeaks on 4chan decided to release a ton of information about the Lunar New Year event and Orisa. So essentially, last time a leak came out, it was dead on, and a lot of the stuff from it has still yet to be released, and we know it will happen because all of the other things have been proven correct, like Orisa, who was the codenamed Ankara hero, as well as the Lunar New Year event and all the skins that the user predicted. Now, this new leaker is not the very same one, or maybe it is and we just don't know, but they go by a different trip code. This user goes by QA Austin Autist, and they said the following. This is the QA member from the Blizzard Austin who leaked some information about Doomfist a few weeks back. I'm back. Putting on a temporal trip for some Q&A leaks. Ask me anything you want to know about the upcoming heroes Doomfist, BRIA, and IVON. I'm leaving for work in 18 minutes, so ask away. Now, 18 minutes was not a ton of time for people to ask questions, but it was enough time for some really interesting info to be leaked. Now, before I even tell you the info, really quickly, I want to jog your memory. A couple weeks ago, Jeff Kaplan said that the next hero is already ready to go. 2 weeks after Orisa was released, an interviewer interviewed Jeff Kaplan, and he was informed that the next hero is in the very final stage of development, which is art. All of the character's abilities and story and everything have been fully fleshed out, and they were just finalizing the character's appearance in the game engine, which means that it's very possible that this leak is true. And I'm not going to say it is true because there's a lot of reasons why it could also not be, but the time frame really works out here with what Jeff Kaplan said about the next hero already being complete nearly. So do be skeptical about this, but me personally, I am believing this a little more than I probably should be. So thankfully, QA Austin Autist decided to lay out all of the abilities and release dates for these heroes. So the first one is actually Doomfist, which is a fan favorite, of course, and it's understandable that if this is true, Blizzard was very, very eager to get Doomfist out there because of all the hype. So he says the following. Doomfist, second quarters hero. He's ready to launch and will be going on the test servers very shortly. Days, not months. He's a Reinhardt and ulted Lucio / Roadhog counter with a rapid charge and grapple ability. His ultimate is an area of effect with 100% damage on any target in the center and a 5-second knockdown on anyone within 5 meters of the impact zone. That is a very, very powerful ultimate ability. BRIA, third quarter 2017. Concept, but entering initial testing soon. Area denial hero. Think a Mei with a rapid wall ability, designed to lock off certain areas of the map to assist her team. She can't block off multiple routes at once though. Ultimate electrifies anything between 2 of her wall bars. So I guess that means she can put up multiple wall bars and they can become electrified when you use your ultimate, preventing people from going through them. Very cool ability. IVON. Fourth quarter 2017. Early concept. Currently planned to be a Russian defense hero, effectively a Torbjorn to Symmetra hybrid, capable of producing weak swarm bots and controlling their direction and tactics with his abilities. He's kind of like a mini real-time strategy hero. His ultimate doubles the current number of swarmers, and there's currently planned to be a delay before each swarmer is complete, if that makes sense. You can't spawn all swarmers on the first point. You need resources to do it, kind of like Torbjorn's armor and the way he collects scrap to make it. Now that concept is something I'm very happy about. A real-time strategy hero who's very, very far away, unfortunately, would be very cool because I'm loving these ideas. Symmetra and Torbjorn are very fun, and setting down little swarm bots would be an incredibly, incredibly cool idea. Now, I'm going to come back in just a second and talk about some of these abilities because I think they're really important to analyze, but first I want to tell you another post this leaker made talking about the actual physical appearances and designs of these characters. So here's the next post. He says, animated shorts are coming very soon for the next event and for the quarter 2 Doomfist release. And then here's the design. For Doomfist, think Augustus Cole from the Gears of War series. BRIA is the smallest hero we will have released so far. The concept for her right now is a bluish yellow steampunky kind of teenager with a wrist computer. Yvonne's style guide is that of a tall, lanky, elderly man wearing a very close-fitting black business suit with red accents, holding a tablet device and a small suppressed pistol, although this is very early concept exploration, and there are some earlier art pieces for a buffy, bearded circus performer with little minion bots following him around. but that one was binned hard or thrown away. Apparently, he says that the first thing that's going to be released out of the leaks, he said, is on the 24th of May, which is when the next event happens. So if this is true, that means 20 days from the release of this video is when this character, or excuse me, when this new event is going to release. And while we don't really have any clue what this event is, based on what Jeff Kaplan has said in the past, it's likely going to be a story-related event, since the Blizzard developers have confirmed many times that a lot of the events that will occur this year are going to be story-related, lore-based events. So for right now, I'm going to be waiting until May 24th, and if there is an event on May 24th, then I will know for a fact that these are very credible leaks, but unfortunately until then these are speculation. But regardless of that, we will know in 20 days whether these are real. So I want to go back really quickly and talk about the abilities that these characters are going to have that we discussed earlier. So Doomfist's abilities, we heard a lot from the last leak this guy made about Doomfist's abilities, and most people did not believe him, but he is back and he wrote down all this stuff, and we're going to talk quickly about these abilities. So Doomfist, his ultimate ability sounds insane. You basically launch yourself like a missile, and it creates a gigantic crater or an AoE area, and if you land directly on people, it won't deal a certain amount of damage, but instead will do a certain percentage of damage. So it doesn't matter if it's Lucio or Tracer or Reinhardt, they will die if it's a direct hit, because in the dead center of his AoE, it said that it does 100% damage. So 100% of all the health. It doesn't matter whether you're Roadhog or Sombra, you're gonna die. That is incredibly powerful. In Overwatch, everything is based on damage numbers rather than percentages, so Doomfist would be the first hero to actually insta-kill anybody regardless of their health. Now, it is said that he has a rapid charge and grapple ability, which is very cool. The rapid charge reminds me a little bit of Reinhardt's pin ability, and the grapple sounds a little bit like Roadhog's hook. If we had a character that had both of these, personally, I think that's broken and overpowered, but to be fair, every character in Overwatch sounds broken and overpowered if you just word it right. BRIA is a really interesting hero concept because it's something that I really like about Overwatch that other games don't do. It's that you have characters who are builders, essentially. We have currently 2 builders in Overwatch, which is Symmetra and Torbjorn, and I really think the game would benefit a lot from more builders. And BRIA and IVON are both said to be builders. Now, BRIA's kind of building is like a rapid wall ability, essentially. Kind of how Mei puts up ice walls, BRIA will put up pillars, I think is the way this person is describing it, because you put up these pillars to block off certain areas of the map, or maybe it's walls, but regardless, the ultimate ability for this character will create electricity arcs that go between the 2 wall bars. Now, this is a really, really effective area denial because we don't know how long these walls could stay up for. Mei's walls stay up for about 5 to 6 seconds. If this person's walls can stay up for longer, then that's going to be pretty incredible, especially if the ultimate ability is an enhancement to those walls, dealing damage to anybody who tries to go through them. Now, me personally, I am a huge fan of the idea of IVON. IVON is a swarm hero, and now regardless if he ends up being a bearded circus guy or some kind of cool Russian mobster looking guy with a black and red suit, his abilities sound absolutely fantastic. So basically the way he works is that he is a Torbjorn Symmetra who produces swarm bots. Now the swarm bots sound awesome. I assume they fly, but I guess they could walk around. But you can control their direction and tactics. So essentially, you're micromanaging non-stop little tiny bots that can go all around the map. You can choose their tactics, when they go in, when they retreat, and basically all of your abilities will be dedicated to these bots and the creation of these bots. So he has some kind of silenced pistol. I guess this means he's going to be like a bit like Mercy, where Mercy heals and has a backup pistol, and IVON is going to use his bots and have a backup pistol. Essentially, Mercy's full purpose is healing, and IVON's full purpose will be these swarm bots. You basically fight through your bots instead of fighting with yourself, and I assume that the pistol is going to be a backup, kind of how Mercy needs her backup pistol in those tight situations. But hopefully IVON will have some kind of stronger weapon, at least a little bit, because honestly I just think a silenced pistol sounds super badass, and I would love to play a character with these kinds of abilities. Now, this leaker did talk a little bit about an Overwatch single player campaign and some other things, and I'm going to be making some more videos about that over the next coming days. So if you do want to see some more videos about these leaks, do be sure to subscribe to my channel. I'll be covering this and a lot more over the next few weeks, so stay tuned. And don't forget that on the 24th of May is when this leak will be found out to be credible or not, because that is when the leaker has confirmed that the next event will happen. So be prepared for that. Anyway, that's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.
Heroes never die.